Mr. Professor.
How you doing?
Kenny
You don't have to
TV.
put me
Doing
on
pretty
camera.
good.
I'm just sitting having a cup of tea, and I look like, well, my hair's
Now
all
you're
up. I've been
on
dusting.
my YouTube
Hello.
and
Ah.
other things.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you,
Excellent.
Kenny.
Excellent.
So how's everybody doing? We're all good.
I'm just going to be a voice from the side. Like I said, you don't have to put my picture on. I'm just, I'm not presentable.
Oh no,
Real.
you're not on screen, so
Thank you.
you're just
Good.
your voice.
Good, because now I'm going to chide you. I never cared whether people or the popular world accepted rock and roll, and I never will.
But you got to remember, it's called Hall of Fame for a reason. You got to me, to be famous means that you can walk into any supermarket in the world or even in America, and somebody will run up to you and ask you for your autograph, not wearing a police badge.
Well, I think that's why I was saying, like, they might as well just change the name, call it the Music Hall of Fame. Seriously, I mean, everybody, rock fans, people who feel like this band, that band's just been like looked over, and they've been waiting, what, 20, 30, 40 years, and then you get someone who's still out there and touring, and they're not even really in the rock genre. It does miss the tried and true hardcore fans. I mean, I get it. It isn't part of the popular thing right now. It's all about, what the corporate entities of music believe is popular and create, the system that makes it popular. But I mean, ever since, everything has changed from, who controls the radio play to, we don't even we don't stream albums anymore. We don't go out and buy an album. It's like one song, maybe an EP.
Well, I go up twice a week on Half's TV. I nerd out about stuff, including vinyl.
Awesome.
Certain
I'm totally
vinyl.
gonna follow you because we are all vinyl nerds here, I think.
Well, tomorrow
Right.
I nerd out about my friend Stephen Blush. Might get him to come on the show.
Ooh.
Wow.
What time
Awesome.
tomorrow?
5.
What time zone? Since we're all from different parts of the world.
5 New York time, so that's 5 p.m.
Eastern. Okay, that's mine. I'm in Cleveland. Yeah.
So that'd be Eastern. I'm doing a game show at 8 tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, Tammy said she's here because of Helen. So
I came to answer her wish.
So I'll be camming down for a while. I'll shut the mic off, and
Tam, I thought, like, I'm like, oh, I better get in there so these guys will behave.
At 8 tomorrow.
The calming influence.
At 8 tomorrow, I'll be doing a pop culture quiz.
Awesome. You know what? That's like up our wheelhouse as well. Cliff here, the professor, is excellent at trivia. I believe Colin is also big on trivia. You did quite well. And I've been a trivia host on Periscope for like, what, 3 of my 5 years?
Let's
I've kind
see,
of
I
almost
have,
given up on it, but
I'll be taking.
Mhm.
I'm doing it here on Half's TV with Bobby McNasty and any two people from the audience.
Nice. It sounds pretty. That's a pretty interesting guy right there. He's got his own sense of humor and stuff. Jimmy Knapp too. I love Jimmy Knapp, honestly.
This was offered to Jimmy, but he said I got my kid, so me and Jimmy are gonna nerd out on music.
So I'm gonna help you nerd out a little. These are all my 45s right here.
Wow. Holy.
Not all of them. These are just the ones that fit in the bedroom.
Ours, but that's not all of them.
Holy.
And then the music, more music down there, more than all the music DVDs, and my books are over here on the floor. And that's not all the music books I have. And then I also have some more behind me right there.
Well, in the next nerd out, I'll be nerding out about 3 specific music books, records about influences and artists within those books, and a few comics, graphic novels. That's always.
Nice. Graphic novels.
It's always included.
My older brother, he collects comics and actually
Oh no, it
does the
says my
whole.
connection's unstable.
Oh
Oh, no.
no!
Maybe
You
it's
sure that's not
corrected.
you or not me? I'm the unstable one in the room.
Well, it just said mine isn't, but
Speak for
maybe it
yourself.
I
corrected
might have to
itself.
challenge you for that title, Professor. I may have to challenge you for that title. I'm not exactly stable.
Abby normal.
I
Abby
need
normal.
therapy.
Yep.
Big
There you
brain.
go.
Yeah. You grabbed an abnormal
Well,
brain.
you're welcome to nerd out with us tonight. 8:30, around between 8 and 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday seems to be a good time for us music nerds and people who just like to have fun talking about music. We're gonna try and make that like a regular thing and get together. And we've even batted around discussing like rotating hosts for that. But tonight, yeah,
Cool.
we're gonna do that tonight. So come join us. I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah.
I'll see your show on Saturday.
Woo.
I go live 3 times on Saturday. I'll probably have an early coffee thing at
Nice.
some point before noon.
How long have you been on Haps?
Short while.
Cool. Well, welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
given I do 2 or 3 broadcasts in a day. It's kind of like the old Periscope standard. When they badges,
Not for me, pre-COVID.
when they first handed out badges, that's how the big timers went. And then you wouldn't see them for days. And then you'd see 2, 3 broadcasts in a day,
Well,
sometimes 4.
some of us have had jobs. I worked 13, 16-hour shifts, so it wasn't exactly a priority.
I'm saying
Yeah.
these were the ones that, like, being a
But what I
broadcaster
did.
was their job. And
Oh yeah, like you know.
and maybe they had
the thing.
another job and they'd be there for 2 or 3 days, then you see them broadcast again all in
I
a
know
day.
there was that longevity thing, like Twitch right now. Somebody was just telling me that they really like long streams over on Twitch. That they're around 4 to 8 hours is sort of like an average Twitch stream. But that's because I know it's primarily gaming, but other people are over there too, and artists and such. But man, I don't think I could. I don't know if I mean, I got too much going on in life to
Hey,
spend that
Helen,
much time on
Helen
social
Walls in the house.
media.
Yay. Hello.
Yep.
So, you guys are just tuning in.
Katrina says she has
We're just hanging out, and looks like my machine and view scan are not playing nice today. The other day it worked perfectly. Today it's
That sucks.
so
That's too bad. My
I
dad
know.
has that
technical
same
term.
program.
That's
I'm
a
pretty
technical
sure of
term,
it.
by the way. Mm.
yeah. So
Katrina
I,
says she has a question for you, Professor, but she's going to
Oh,
wait to ask you.
well, she can ask
till
me
tonight.
tonight.
Till
Well,
tonight.
I'm figuring that questions are good. I mean, that's why we're here. So I have plenty of answers. May not be the right answer, but I
Yeah.
have them.
Okay, Mr. Professor,
I got-
have you ever
hold up.
counted your 45s? Have you counted them? Do you know the number?
Yes, I do. And to corroborate said number, you may find on TamTam P20 under Discogs right now.
Woo.
We have at least 3/4 of them organized, and as of right now, drum roll please, on the program of Discogs, we are showing now most of our CDs as well as the 45s that we know right now currently, and I will put this up. Actually, just share the screen instead of me saying it. I'll show it. How's that? So let's stop
Ooh.
sharing this, start sharing that,
Let's
and
take a look and
application
see.
window, and make sure I don't put up stuff that will embarrass the hell out of me.
Good Lord.
My Helen
depends where you put your-
screensaver, because the one day we we had a near miss with Helen there, and she'll tell you more about it tonight.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I've got a ton of questions too, Katrina, for the professor, but none of them like this. Now I got some new questions.
All right, so there you are, and that's the screen there. So
I can barely see that.
It was like a
yeah,
little
there you go.
tiny
It would work a lot better
There
if
it
I
is.
can share the screen
you
there.
go.
Sorry. And there we go. I don't know if you can squint, but right now we're showing we got 18,066 units right now in our collection.
Woo!
Minimum value 38,000, medium value
Wow.
71,000, and maximum value $149,000 worth of crap around the house.
Very good.
Wow.
Okay, what
So-
are the 45s? How many do you have now?
Let's go ahead and shorten it, shrimp it down to, let me see if I can just do vinyl. See if that just prunes it down a bit there.
I got 800 LPs, 800 something. How many
Oh!
LPs do you got?
Oh, I didn't even show you the albums yet.
Ah!
I did not show you the albums. I forgot. I disabled that camera. So the albums are not on this list yet, by the way. So it's
Oh
a
my
partial
God.
it's a partial list. So with that being said, let me switch over cameras here.
When he says
and-
he's a music historian, he means he is a music museum.
on here,
Well,
so I'm sorry.
You said you don't have anything in like past 1990. Trust me, I can handle past 1990 myself. I've already covered it.
But that's just the LPs in the bedroom there.
You said you can or you can't handle it past 1990.
I've handled it. I'm pretty good. I've got all and most of the Boston stuff autographed also.
Well, when
There you
I'm
go.
done visiting the professor, I'm coming to your house.
No, I mean I'm not selling any of the autographs I have.
So that's
Nice.
those are the LPs.
Wow, holy
And as you can see,
Toledo.
we're kind of messy, folks. And these are the 12-inch singles that are right next to me here.
The late
As you
80s
can
and
see,
the
the-
90s are my jam.
Tangle of stuff there.
Awesome.
Woo.
So it goes on and on and on and on, and more stuff and more clutter and more turntables and more stuff and more clutter and more clutter. And yeah, as you can see, organized. And look at this. I even have an 8-track player.
Oh wow. How many 8-tracks do you own?
All of a sudden, Jim from Chicago is going to
Yeah,
pop
just
in
leave
now.
my
He's going to be
boy.
like,
Just leave my
what?
So yeah, there's 8-track. I have a lot of
Jim from Chicago loves the 8-track era.
and I still don't have the cassettes done as well, so I haven't had those counted and added to the system yet. So
Well, how many 8-tracks do you think you have?
not many.
Cassettes.
I'd say probably maybe about 30
There
or
he was
40.
gone.
Not
He will
many.
return.
How's that not many? That's a lot.
No, not a lot. Compared to everything else, not a lot.
Okay, which ones do you have? You got any doors?
I do not have the doors, but I do have oh
Grateful
Lord, have
Dead?
mercy. Think I do have a dead one. I don't feel like running down the hall and grabbing all that stuff there, because if I was on my phone, I'd walk you guys through the CD collection down the hall. I'd walk.
I
you
would
through
have
the-
like a Iggy Pop 8-track. That would have been cool.
Let me see. Can I do that? Make myself another member of the public here, and join Haps on my phone. Let's see if we can break
A mini
Haps
disc
here.
player. Wow.
Okay, hey, 59 days in a row. I'm legit. So let's go ahead and join the photographer professor. Actually, what I'll do is I'll come in under a different account and join the program. I'll add myself as a person, and then you can see me walk down the hallway.
Did you say you've been on this app for 58 days? Did you say it's been 58 days?
50. Yeah, I think so.
I'm 59. I'm like one day ahead of you. That's about it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right.
Okay, professor. How do you?
I have like
Sign
almost 80 people in the broadcast. That's a lot for me. That's nothing around here, but
Good
that's a lot for
question.
me. I'm
Good
saying.
question. Helen's asking a really good question. Have you shown us your haul of the week yet?
No, I haven't. And
Mm.
God, that
this one
reminds
I
me of
just
the
picked up
crafters.
today.
The
Ladies and
crafters.
gentlemen, one of the crappiest records probably known to mankind.
I'm legit.
I bring you Mariano and the Unbelievables on Capitol Records. And look at these guys,
Oh,
man.
my.
Baroque pop at its best. These guys look very broke. So on here you have Up, Up and Away, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, Wendy, Sunday Will Never Be the Same, Something Stupid, Whack Whack, Don't Sleep in the Subway, Georgie Girl, There's a Kind of Hush All Over the World As Tears Go By, and that Donovan classic, Sunshine Superman.
Oh my
See, I grab
God.
goofy stuff like this.
Hey, that's a good
Hey,
collection of
that's a good
songs,
one.
man.
There's still to this day one of my favorite bits of vinyl that my dad has is 20 heavy hits. So it's a great compilation. It's got all kinds of stuff like 1, 2, 3. Sorry, my hello.
Ooh, 59 days.
Well,
Hello,
I can tell you
hello.
when
I'm 59 days. Wait a minute. You can't be the same as me. We must have come over together. People are going to start
Yeah.
talking.
tomorrow's collection includes the beginning of what hair metal
1,
is.
2, 3.
There's a little hair
Woohoo.
metal because I
Nice.
give my review of the book American Hair Metal that has to do with Stephen Blush. There's a little bit of New York rock. There's a few Velvet Underground records in the
Oh, there we
collection.
go.
Oh, speaking of VU, let me see if
Nice.
I can find it. The guy I work with, the estate I work with, we worked with, it was, I think, Verve Records we worked with to give them photos from the
Am I the
Velvet
only one having
Underground
problems
recording
with audio?
session. Oh, let me see. Where are we at here? There's my rock. And
Hello.
I include
Colin.
New Wave.
You're fine.
New
I
Wave
can
is
hear
in
you.
the world of punk, especially early New Wave bands like
Nice.
Duran Duran. They're early.
you guys got me chasing my tail in 15 different directions here.
Well, I'm gonna drop down because I have to plug in and then probably get back to work if I'm gonna get anything done today.
Work.
But we'll see you guys later tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and everybody's welcome.
I'm not guaranteed that I'll be here, but it's great
That's cool.
meeting you.
That's cool. Nope.
Oh,
It's definitely
okay.
you are definitely welcome to come, and
Okay.
we'll see what we can do about coming to your stuff tomorrow. Sounds
All
interesting.
right.
All right. Well, bye.
Okay. Poof, she went. Let me see.
Bye.
Oh,
Take
she's
care.
coming down. I will shut your
Most-
mic off. There you go.
Most weeks at 11, there's the late night live stream with Don A. He's on vacation right now, but one of my other friends probably will be doing it also. I don't know. I might do it next week in Don's replacement.
Okay. So
Have
this
we lost
here.
the professor, or
Oh, there we go. I
my
messed up.
system playing silly
There we
bells
go.
tonight?
This is a photography
He's
of
coming back
William
in, I
Popsy
believe.
Randolph, who the estate I worked with, and he worked down the New York City area exclusively back in the day.
I've
And
been
during
having problems all
back in
evening.
1968, I'm thinking this was, he did a photo
Professor, are you there?
session. Hello, yeah.
Are you there?
Hello, hello, hello. Am I there? Oh.
Do you ever get the distinct feeling that you're all alone in the world, everybody else is wandering around you?
I'm here. I'm here. I can hear you.
Well, you create a
I'm going to
personality
drop out, see if I can.
that's also you.
Can you guys hear me okay? Put up
Say
a
that
finger,
again,
one
Kenny.
finger if you can hear me. Refresh. Okay.
We're fine. Okay, I'm refreshing. Yeah, okay.
I can hear you, Professor.
Okay. There you go. I don't feel bad now. So Lou Reed, and so he actually went ahead and did a couple. You can see now on there, like this one, you can see the actual contact sheet of Lou in the studio there.
Yeah, cool, man.
And yeah, this is how close this guy got to a lot of the artists here, and it's the fun thing going through this guy's negatives, his dad's negatives that he shot way back in the day. You can see the Marlboro peeking out of Lou's shirt there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Nope, it kind of pixelates, but right there, his Marlboros are poking out of his shirt. And that's him.
Yeah.
And the Miller beer in the background on this one.
Well, everybody smoked back in those days.
Yeah.
That's the 60s and all that.
There's that. And that little can behind him there. Miller, and caught him in the middle of pronunciation, like the old microphones. And looks like Lude took up the lion's share of the photos. Look how intimate that the photos used to be back then, and the recording session, the actual process, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have the negatives, but the guy I work with has the original negatives of these. Yes. So anybody who needs a poster of any of this stuff, he can make you a poster. He can make you art prints. These are 2.5 by 2.5 inch negatives of these shots there. So if you're a big Velvet Underground fan, hit me up. I can make Christmas happen for you. And if you have a friend that is, hit me up even more. So then there you go.
Wow. I like the Velvet Underground. I like negatives.
Oh, now we're getting to Van Morrison. So yeah, he photographed everybody back then.
I
Yeah,
like Van Morrison also.
Yeah, Van didn't look too happy that day.
Yeah.
But that's Van Morrison. To know Van is to love him. And let's see, what else do I have here that I can open up? Oh yeah, we just lost Mary Wilson from the Supremes. So he actually had a bunch of photos of the Supremes as well. And let me see if I go backwards there. Going fast. Joe Turner. There's the Tokens who did The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So he would he has all this stuff just sitting around his dad's old studio. He had all these proof sheets. There's Quincy Jones. Man.
What I love is Haps TV pulls all audiences together.
There you go. Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers live at the Brooklyn Paramount.
Nice.
So this guy he was there when rock and roll was invented. So he has all these negatives. Isn't that crazy? Just having a garage and you just go out there and you have pictures like this sitting there. And there's the contact sheet. Yeah.
One of the true original boy bands.
Yeah. There you go.
If somebody knows what's the beginning of the assembly line of boy bands, New Kids on the Block. The last great boy band was probably New Edition. It probably ended with them. Then it's like
I was gonna say, start it, end it. All right, let's see how good your rock and roll acumen is there. The lower left-hand corner, who is that gentleman? He's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. He's also a prisoner, and he just recently passed away. The guy on the bottom left.
I am not thinking of just recently passed away.
Yep. Yeah, recently. Yes, sir.
Can't think of it, man. Fuck.
Well, he produced the Ramones, John Lennon, and George Harrison, as well as the Beatles. He had
Danny Fields?
No. That's Phil Spector. Back when he was he was a recording artist. He was in the group. Those three are known as the Teddy Bears, and they had a song back in the day known as To Know Him is to Love Him. So that goes to show you we all started somewhere.
And Phil Spector is also a criminal, but man,
that's what I said. He's a prisoner. Yeah, his
production value was just so amazing, man.
Yeah, but that's him back in the day.
If you were like a Phil Spector original, you're like, wow, that's just amazing. Yeah, the Ramones were probably the last group he produced.
Yeah, pretty close to it. He was his mental state just started slipping. But you can see he did Jazz Cats too, and flying through here. So he was a failed trumpeter before he was a photographer. So he did, and this was his portrait studio that he did everybody as well, shot their photos. And it's fun just going through the photos and just, he's letting me at him. And I'm just like, wow. Now, see, this is the outfit I need for Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. I am all over that outfit, man. That is so me. Let's see. Whoop. That
People
that.
go, how do you get big on apps? There are several different ways you can appear in other people's broadcasts. You can do more than one broadcast in a day, then that go, and there are other things you can do also.
Hey, Yassine, how you doing? Now, these three ladies, back in their less than glamorous period here, these are the Supremes when they first started out on Motown. Their first trip to New York City, he was there. He was paid by Barry Gordy to take their photos walking down Broadway. So, as you can see, they didn't have the furs and the big wigs and everything else. They were just three gals who are wearing their own clothes, just being chill.
Yeah.
Basically. So Mary Wilson just passed away back on the 8th, which was 4 days ago, I think it was. So
Yeah.
there you go. See, that's the historical part of things as well. So he did, he was paid by all these record labels and executives and everything else to go ahead. And that they're holding those albums, if you happen to find an original copy of the one that Diana Ross is holding, the one that just says Meet the Supremes, which was a takeoff of the album Meet the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's Diana is the one on the far right, by the way. Flo Ballard's on the far left, and Mary Wilson's in the middle there. So the Meet the Supremes, they changed that album cover to something totally different. So if you find one with them sitting on the stools like that, that's about a $1,500 album if you find the original.
Same thing. There's a Velvet Underground record worth $20,000 if you find the acetate.
Yes, I read the story on that. The guy, he found it in the
Who's
garbage.
Here version of Velvet Underground and Nico, it's worth $20,000.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. With the unpeeled.
But where would you find that?
In the collection of a music person or somebody's grandchild or great grandchild whose dad was a music journalist.
You were DJ. You have that version, Mr. Professor, or no?
If I did, I sold it because I also ran record stores. I also owned my own record stores for a bunch of years. So anything really tasty, I've pretty much sold already. But I still have a few $1,500 records that I hold on to just for safety's sake. I always say that you can have a 401k plan. I have a 401 play plan where you can actually listen to the stuff I own. It makes it a little different. So, which is awesome. So, okay, enough of the gals there. And let's go ahead and get me back on here. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to be able to have fun enough to where I love doing this and collecting and being there and yeah, I've worked all over the place. I was in radio for years. I'm an old guy, man. I'm coming up. I'm rapidly approaching 60, so I'm old.
Right.
There we go.
Well, you're not as old as my father. He's almost 80, so.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Well, I got somebody beat in the room. But yeah, it's different there. So basically, we are just having fun with it, and the photography part of it, I may as well go back to the other stuff because I can't scan. My damn scanner's decided to on me. But oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not over. I can trust me. Hey, if elected, I will serve. Let's go back and find. Let's do a whole shoot of somebody we all know and love here. Let's do a whole shoot of let's flip through the Stones pictures that I have immediately available here. And he actually did 2 different shoots with the Rolling Stones. He did it once when they arrived at the airport in America back in '64, and with Murray the K and the rest of those guys. If you guys remember who he was the 5th Beatle, he called himself. So he was the insider at I think it was YMCA. Yeah.
But really, the 5th Beatle was George Martin.
No, look it up. The 5th Beatle called himself Murray the K. And he was the
look at the mid. Look at the mid. All the classical arrangements. If George Martin was the 5th Beatle, really, he was.
No, Murray the K called himself the 5th Beatle because he promoted him. Remember, with no promotion, he was, yeah, and even had a little Beatle wig and everything else there. So, I was going to share this. Yeah, present arms. There we go. These photos are fun. These guys here. So we will go ahead then and put that on a 1.
You can put the pictures up.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
And look at the cop. The cop looks like he'd rather be anywhere else in the universe than there, man. And that's somebody's grandmother or great grandmother yelling at him right now, because this is '64. So great grandmother, because I would be the granddad. It would be my mom doing this crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let me see if I can get any more here. I have so many things open right now.
I'm going to see where the hell, who's slacking on the YouTube. Let's see. I can look it up right now. You're probably live on my YouTube.
Woo! Hey, hello everybody, YouTube. Welcome.
It's 5:40 p.m. Let's see.
Yeah, woo!
Let's see.
So yeah, there's the boys there. When's the last time you saw the Rolling Stones look like that?
That's pretty good, man.
I have that photo right above my wall over here.
No one's watching.
Oh, what was that?
See if no one's watching. I'll put a message up here.
Oh, tisk. They're missing out on some music history here, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's them at Times Square, back when Times Square, that's where they dropped the ball at, right there where it says Canadian Club Admiral Television. That's what it looked like back then.
See, that's me commenting on my YouTube.
Hey.
Slackers. Yeah, slackers.
So yeah, there's that. And then let's go ahead then and keep it moving here. Now, this picture was done at the press conference that they brought in an English sheepdog, because that dog, they said, reminded them of the Stones. They were shaggy and unkempt and their long hair. So somebody thought it'd be a great joke to drag in a shaggy dog into the press conference with the Rolling Stones.
I'm pointing out to these people in Discord, I am live. Hello.
Hey, this is old music. Maybe they're not into the old stuff, man. Nothing wrong with that. But remember, any one of these programs. Oh, thank you, Lucia. Namaste. Yeah, any of these photos are available for framing. So there's that. And let's see what else we got there. Oh, look, it's Phil Spector shooting Mick Jagger with a camera. Ha! That's right, I said it. So yeah, there you go. Mick looking at him with the eye of death, and Phil Spector's going, "Hey man, hold still, dude. Let me get your picture, man." See, should have gave this the Rolling Stone magazine. People would have loved it back in the day. But these negatives are just getting out to light. I mean, we started working about 12 years ago. The father of the photographer, he was a classically trained pianist, and he learned to grow up hating these photos, because that meant that his dad was out of the house. Everybody thinks, oh, it'd have been cool to having a rock and roll photographer as a dad. No, because you know how many gigs and everything else were going on in New York City at that time where the dad had to be away from the house. and he was never home. So the son, the cold cats in the cradle thing, the son grew up hating the dad. So I had to take the son and twist him. This was 1964. Twist his head around and saying, listen, your dad was not a creep. Your dad was not a jackwagon. Your dad was a pretty cool person to everybody outside of your house. And you have to look at the historical stuff that he was doing, that nobody else was there. Nobody else cared about rock and roll back then. He was the only guy that took these assignments back in the day. One of the guys who took it seriously. And these photos were used for like Billboard magazine, Cashbox, and a bunch of other music trades there. So it's great stuff. There's another shot of the Stones, different croppings. There's them. And there's Phil sitting in with them right there. Hey, guys, can I get your picture? And the dog's like, who fought it, man? Who fought it? And the guys are dying of laughter like, the dog farted, dude. And Phil's like, yo, Brian, man, what's up? Let me get them girls' dickies, yo. Hey, Swift Beats, how you doing? Let me give you an invite, brother. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys are all popping in. The musical brain trust of Haps. It's all cool. Great stuff. But, yeah, the dog. Yeah, I got to love the dog. Let me see what else we have here, because this was a whole shoot. Oh, look at this. The Stones at the Playboy Club. Yeah, baby. There's Brian with his drink, Mick acting like a fool, some suit in the middle, and then Keith giving
Hey,
the
one of my people is here. K-Town.
There
Mick
you
D,
go.
what's up, K-Town? Finally, somebody noticed I was alive. That's right.
There you go. So go ahead and give them an intro. That way I'm not yapping over everything.
Let me get to the Helen people.
Okay, hey. It's all good. Gives me a
Not
chance to
Helen
take a
Walls.
drink here.
A different Helen. There are different Helens.
All right. Another Mick. Okay. Oh, there's another frame from that same session. Keith drinking, Brian acting a fool, and Mick saying, come on, guys, we're trying to take a serious photo here. See, isn't this much more fun than going through your family's photos?
Okay. I didn't know that.
All
I
right.
have gone around to a few different servers saying, I am live. Hello.
Yeah, and look at Mick,
Maybe,
look at Brian. They look.
maybe you get that notification.
There's that.
Yeah.
They look so sad. They look like they're having no fun. Oh, and then
Wow.
there's them. There's the five of them. Charlie to the far right, Mick, Brian, some suit, Keith, and then of course Bill.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, cool stuff there. Then, oh, okay, let's see how good you are. Who's the guy next to the suit wearing a suit, the light colored suit there? Who's that guy?
No, I was talking about somebody else I know named Helen. There's more than one person named Helen out there. But I was talking about Helen Wallace. I would have said Helen Wallace. You see?
Could have been Helen Waite. If you have a problem, go to Helen Waite. Oh, that's an old one, but a good one. All right. Does anybody know who that gentleman in the light colored suit is here? Let me see if I can blow it up there. Get it. Yes, Helen. Boom. It is the Mr. Tom Jones himself, way back in the day.
Tom Jones.
It's
Wow.
not unusual to be loved by anyone.
It's not unusual to hang out with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, there you go. I still don't know who the frumpy looking suit is there, but I'm sure he probably worked with one of the record labels back then and figured that he'd impress his kids when he went home or got the thing the next week saying, "Hey, look, I'm cool. I hang out with you kids."
I also said a different Helen also.
Oh, look at Tom pimping. Hey, there you go, folks. Tom being a player.
Tom in the house.
Tom. It's my boy there, man. Ooh, look at that old bunny suit, man. All right, Helen, you're getting a bunny suit for Halloween. You can do your show with that on. Talk about ratings here. That is some cool stuff there. And you know, the bunnies actually had to make their own outfits to work for the Playboy Club back then. So they didn't have to, they couldn't just go and get it manufactured. So they had to be nifty and really cool with a needle there. All right. Next up, we have, let's see. Come on, where you at? Boom. Oh, there you go. Mick, Charlie, somebody's girlfriend in the middle, and 4 bunnies. Must be Easter because all those bunnies are hanging out there.
That looks like my kind of party. That's right, man. There's probably some white stuff somewhere. It's 1970s, right?
No, this is 1964. June 64.
It's 1960s. Big Coke in 1960s.
Yeah. Coke's been around forever, man. It just didn't become real popular until the disco days of the 70s.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's that, which is cool. I hope we're not getting the HAP censors in trouble here. There's another one. Charlie, got to cut that picture there. Lighten it up a little so we can see Charlie's funky expression on his face there. And look at this one gal hating on the side there. Oh, man, she is pouring some serious haterade. The one chica way off into the right next to Charlie. Look at her looking at those gals going, bitch.
Yeah, right there, right?
Yeah, right there in the end. Yeah, she's looking up at him like,
You
I'm trying to
get bitches.
Exactly. Who invited y'all?
Look, we work here. Get out of the way, right?
We're trying to get a tip, and you're sitting there trying to block us here. Well, we is the female equivalent of cock blocking, clam slamming. I just want to know if that's the proper term to use.
Probably.
Jeez. Oh, I actually heard a comedian use that once. I was like, what the? All right, and there you go. The 4 bunnies still doing their thing. Oh, that's another one of those, another one of those, another one of those. Another one of the press conference ones. Another off. Yeah, there's one of the outtakes from the shop there. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there's, you can see the negative. You can see the he had to hand number his rolls there. So, oh, there's another picture of the doggy and Phil Spector and the guys. Them looking real happy with the dog. Keith Richards is wondering, yo, man, who brought the weed? And he looks a little happier there. And there's the one. Why would he circle this photo, the Popsy there on the contact sheet? Mick's got his face covered, and the rest of the guys are like, okay, we'll look. And he put an X on this one, so he liked this photo. So I guess whoever was paying for these photos back in the day thought this was a keeper. There's an X up in the corner. Oh, now let's switch gears to let's see if you guys know who these gals are. Okay, Helen. Thanks. I'm almost done anyway, so I'm about ready to wrap it up here and rest up for tonight. So they're also Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. And it may be related to Phil Spector. Matter of fact, one of them married Phil Spector. Anyone? Bueller?
It was
Their songs, Be My Baby, you know.
Ronnie
Remember-
Spector.
What was that?
Ronnie Spector.
Yes, Ronnie Spector is the one in the middle there. That is Veronica Spector. And her sisters and her cousin were the other two. And they made up the Ronettes. And this is an early recording session of theirs from back in 1962, before they became the big name. See, this guy knew everybody before they broke out and became big. So he was the guy who helped them get over the hump there by promoting their images and taking photos of them and bringing them to magazines and the record companies and everything else to help them out there. So there you go. It's all in the book there. It's all good. It's all related.
Maybe I'll see you later tonight, and hopefully I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. Then you got the look at that. She still has her cheerleading
Okay.
necklace around her neck there.
Thanks for letting me come on.
Oh, no problem, brother.
How do you get off of here?
I unhook and then we uninvite, and you should be magic. You got it? Nope, not yet. I think you have to close out yours on the end there. On your end.
Okay.
Then just come right back in. There you go. All right, folks. So anyway, yeah, we're just whipping through photos and having fun with this, and yeah, it's good stuff here. The history of rock through the lens of William Popsy Randolph is the guy who shot all these things back in the day. And as you can tell, the clarity of these photos. I mean, he did everything in an old Hasselblad, which is a high-end camera, not some 35 millimeter garbage that we used a few years ago. Nope, these were actually high-end photos that they used there. And that was their producer, Stu Phillips, who looks a lot like Steve Buscemi. Yeah, he does. Crazy stuff there. So there's that cat. And let's see. And then there's I forgot the receptionist's name, but I love the way that people, especially women back then, how they, the dress there, because the clothing back there just looked so well made. I mean, if you can lucky enough to get your hands on stuff manufactured in the late 50s, early 60s, it probably still looks like $1 million, 60 years old, 70 years old clothing, and just awesome stuff. So there they are. There's the gals going over their sheets there. Sure posed. Hey girls, grab these sheets and look real quick. Look like you're rehearsing there. And there they are. There's another one of that. Then they're actually warming up. Yeah, so him being in the studio just taking photos of all this is just crazy to me. And there's the old microphones. I need to get me a hold of one of those because they made your voice sound totally wonderful. And this looks like it was towards the end of the Bullet Bra era. So yeah, that was a trend that went on through the 50s and early 60s. And they're doing that. Yeah, just crazy, crazy stuff. And there he is, and they're singing, and the producer there, Stu Phillips, is like, oh my God, why do you want my picture? My wife's going to see what I was up to. Then they just doing their little shimmy and shake. And yes, folks, twerking was a thing back in 1962. No, I don't take that seriously. And there's old Stu in the middle there going, oh, yeah, man, real nice. And then there's the rest of the guys in the studio. So yeah, it was, recording sessions back then where everybody was there. It wasn't this new modern stuff where somebody patches in one thing and you got 48 tracks of digital clarity and it still sounds like garbage. No, back then they had maybe 4 tracks to work with. Two mostly, 4 if you were lucky, 8 if you were Columbia Records. So yeah, you had all that. So you could sit there and just, yeah, it looks like it was like 9 o'clock. I can tell by the clock on the wall above the guy's head there. Hey, Chris and Martin, how you doing? This is the Ronettes. Yeah, the Ronettes there with Ronnie Spector, Veronica Bennett was her real name back then. She didn't become Ronnie Spector until well after this session, though. But it was Bennett was her original maiden name there. So there you go. So got a few minutes left here. I'm going to call it a day here at the bottom of the hour here. Or right, I'm close there. Alive. Yeah. Woohoo. Alive is great place to be there. So guys are just tuning in. Stop dissing auto tune. Danny, what's going on? Yeah. So back then you had to do their own thing and be good at it to actually sell records. But oddly enough, the Ronettes did not sell well during this period. They were on Colpix Records, which was a offshoot of Columbia Pictures, thus the name Colpix, C-O-L, Columbia, P-I-X Pictures. And they couldn't get anywhere with this session here. These songs fell flat. And, time in the hospital. Ouch. Hope you get better soon. Yeah. Yikes. Never good to fall on ice. Even if you're a hockey player, not good to do that there. Oh, well, happy to be here for you. It's great there. So, yeah, the photos we're looking at are from the archives of William Popsy Randolph. Thus, his name in the corner there, the lower right-hand corner, you'll see his logo, Popsy, New York. And it's all good to have that going there. So, this is here are the Jarmels. If you remember the song A Little Bit of Soap from way back in the 1960s, these are the guys who sung that song there. So they had some film left over in the camera. So the Ronettes were nice enough to let these guys get their photos taken as well. So we found these at the end of the roll. So okay, you'll be on tonight. I should be back later tonight as well, unfortunately, or fortunately. I was invited by Michelle and Helen to sit in on a rock, or at least a music conversation roundtable of sorts. And anytime you guys want to talk music, I'm here. And as you can tell, I go pretty deep. So, bring your wading shoes. So there they are around the microphone, looking very studious. And then there are the girls, more of the Ronettes there. And then you can actually now see the uncropped versions of these photos with the number 8 written down there as the contact sheet. And you can see under her arm, the gal sitting on the left, as I'm looking at it, you can see the RCA Victor written on the back of the chair there. So, and the beehive hairdos, gotta love them. So, thank you. So, there you go. And then there's a clearer picture of the RCA logo, or at least the words on the back of that there. And if you zoom in, you can actually see what song they were working on, or at least pretending they were working on. It's on the something or another. So if you look at the Colpix recordings of the Ronettes, you can say, hey, I actually have the photographs where they were working on that song there. Hey, Infoman, thank you. So, yeah, there you are. What else we got here? We got, hold on. Just take one moment here. Got to shut my Bluetooth off for Tam Tam. There it is. So she can actually tune in. All right, more photos of the gals doing their thing. It's so innocent back then. We knew better, but it is what it is. And this is all historical stuff. And he has probably close to maybe 1 million images in his archive. Thank you for the award there. And it looks like we're rehashing. Oh, there's a good picture of the gal who dressed so nicely. Love that outfit. It is so just wonderfully just nice. And he's all like, while you take my picture, and the guy next to him was like, oh, here we go again. That's where Mr. Snuffleupagus came from. Oh, hi, bird. All right. So, yeah, frame 22, frame 23, frame 24, frame 28. So, it's all good stuff there. You do what you got to do. And then that's them looking heavenward. So in case you're wondering, Ronnie Spector's or Bennett is the one all the way to the right. So, yeah, these are all done medium format negatives. So that's why they look really nice and done up there. And of course, they had to get their promotional shots in of doing their Ronettes Twist, which I think was a song they released back in the day. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Yeah, we talked about Phil earlier there. So, yeah. And then there's one of their press shots that they did right when they signed with Phil Spector and Phillies Records. Or actually, in this case, Phil Spector and Lester Sill was the two guys in the Phil Less. So technically you call it Phil Less label, not Phil Lee's. But that's what their headshot looked like back in the day. And you can tell it was pretty touched up, and you can see the sculpting around their hair there, that the photographer only had to do his own retouch. There was no Photoshop back then, so everything was done by hand. And a bunch of different shots, and then that's more clearer stuff. Oh, hello.
It worked. Look at that.
Yeah. You guys are not on. Let me see if we can pop you on there, or you rather be off screen. There you are. Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Oh, I'm doing great. Just going through the one of the many photo sessions from the guy I worked with. His father was a famous photographer in the New York City area from the mid 40s all the way up until the early 70s. So most of the music performers back then and regular personalities, he worked with the record labels. He worked with magazines. He worked as a freelancer. He was the paparazzi before there was a paparazzi.
Wow, nice.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are some great shots. Those are some really nice natural shots.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was his thing. He would always try to get in there and just logically, don't let the photographer get in the way of the action, was his whole way of doing it. So it was awesome.
And my father was a bit of a DJ.
Oh, wow.
When he was younger. Yeah, between the ages of about 14 and 16. He was at a little tiny radio station down in St. Catharines. And the radio station was always across the street from, little diner junkie, type place. And he would pre-record most of his stuff.
Right.
Like he'd spin the records and pre-record onto reel-to-reel. And then he'd get the machine going, including his introducing the songs and his talkovers and everything. He'd get the machine going, and then he'd go across the street for fries and sit down with a friend and talk. And he could hear the radio. Because they also played the radio. And my godfather, Leo, who just came back into my life more recently when I moved back to Ontario, he surfaced when he found out my father passed away. So he got in touch with me, and we've been spending some time together going over a lot of memories and stuff like that. And he said the one time he was waiting there, at the restaurant, and my father came running across the street, and you could hear the radio, and he sat down. He said, "Okay, I'm going to have some fries. I'm going to have my coffee and my fries." And suddenly it was dead air. And he said it was the first time he'd ever seen my father have a panic attack. Because he went, so he just left his fries and his coffee, went running back across the street, and after he got everything back on air, he came back and he said, "Yeah, the tape was chewed, so
Oh.
I'm now playing next hour's programming, and I'll go back and deal with it after I eat my fries and coffee." Great, Dad. Really? Oh yeah.
Awesome.
My father. Yeah. I love the man. I really do. I miss him dearly. And I mean, he says when he moved to Toronto and he started working for Chum City, and 1050 Chum was AM and 104.5 is FM. And he was working for AM. He was working for 1050 at the time. And he's a political reporter. Like, he went from being a DJ to being a political reporter. And the way he tells the story is that he was slicing, a report from Queen's Park, from the political, from the Capitol. And suddenly he had, his assignment editor came up and just tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Bob, now you're going down to the train station and you're interviewing the band." And he's like, "I don't know who that is, but okay, fine. Why me? I'm a political reporter." And they said, "Yeah, but the guy who's supposed to be doing it hasn't showed.
Oh.
So you're going to go do it." And he went running down there, and they were like, "Okay, you're late." And so, well, the other guy didn't come. And so, that's why he was late. He wasn't late. He was on time for when he was handing it. And they said, "Yeah, but the train's got to go." And he said, "Well, I don't even know who I'm interviewing. I'm kind of winging this. I don't mind a ride on the train if you can guarantee me a ticket back. Why don't I interview them while the train is going?" And they were like, "Oh, okay." So they threw him on the train, and that's when he discovered he was interviewing the Beatles. And it was just like, he said he sat down, and they put a little chair, like they had the benches, right? They took the table out from in between. They unhooked it and moved it, and they put a chair for him in the aisle so he could interview them. And he sat down, and he's like, "So you're who I'm interviewing? I actually know questions. I actually know who I'm talking to now. I could actually ask questions." And then he spent the whole train ride between Toronto and Montreal with the Beatles. And he said it was crazy. He wound up exhausted when he got back. It was just insane. But he got all the audio clips that Chum wanted, and he got the recordings, and he asked some interesting questions, and they were happy. And he said from then on, it was like, "I'll always be a political reporter," but it just didn't seem the same after that.
Yeah. Well, he was there when the magic happened. So that is awesome that, he had a chance to share his expertise and get the guys a good time. And I'm sure you probably could drag that up somewhere. I'm sure somebody has a recording copy of it.
I wonder sometimes, like a lot of stuff I did back when I was a kid, like because I was a kid reporter, I can't find copies of it. Partially because everyone, very few people had even VHS machines back then.
Right.
It wasn't until the mid '80s that we started seeing VHS machines as a standard in our homes. But
Right.
But yeah, I stumbled on when I cleaned up his place. I stumbled on a recording of me. I don't know how young, with a microphone. It sounded like I was running around the house trying to interview my siblings. And it's I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, I sounded like that. Oh, why?" It was really scary listening to myself at that young an age running around, and you can hear my brother going, "No." I'm like, "Come on, I want to interview you." No. Like, he's 4 years younger than me, right? So he's this little tiny 2-year-old. And he's like, "No." No. And that's it, like there's a good 5 minutes of just my younger brother's voice going, "No."
Now you
No.
record it. You put that digitally now, so where you can put that in a card, and when he opens it up for a gift or something, he just no.
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 No. Come on, Bruce. No. Come on. No. Oh. Eventually, you hear my little feet moving around the house, and you hear my sister going, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Okay, you. I'm gonna interview you." And she's like, Why? Well, because Daddy gave me his machine and the mic. Why? I think he's trying to encourage me. Why? I don't know. Do you want to talk into the mic or not? The youngest two were always difficult. Always.
Yeah,
Even
they
as
always are.
adults, they both are. My older brother eventually said, "Yeah, sure, I'll talk about my trains." And you can hear him on there talking about his train set and everything. And I'm like, "That's cool. Now I have an interview." But I have
There
to go
you
see the
go.
younger ones first, apparently.
So you didn't want to go down the radio path yourself then?
I was bullied a lot as a kid, and we were always moving. Every second year, we were always moving.
Okay.
And you get to a point where you kind of feel like a military brat, even though you're not in the military.
True.
My father was Air Force originally, so that's where he fell in love with radios. Is he was a radio operator in the Air Force, and I wanted to do this. I mean, you're seeing a rare thing. I'm on here and I don't have makeup on, and I'm wearing a hat partially because there is a very large lump on the back of my head from wiping out in the ice.
Oh.
Yeah, I spent a good portion of today in the hospital instead of getting work done.
And they just said pretty much rest and no.
Well, I'm not reading the comments, and when I go on tonight, I'm going to read all the comments because apparently it's okay to have a screen. I'm trying to hold it really far away from me.
Okay.
But I'm not supposed to be stressing that part of the brain because of COVID. There are a lot of things they're not doing in emergency.
Okay. So yeah, you
So
don't have to.
they didn't do an MRI or anything. They didn't do any kind of actual checking because the hospital's backlogged with all the COVID stuff.
Right.
So they just made sure that I can squeeze the hand and resist the pull of of the doctor's pull, but yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
It really hurts.
Ouch.
I'll put makeup on for my broadcast. I'll just
there you go.
I'll just put my
no,
weird mug on yours without the makeup.
Trust me, we're makeup free. I didn't shave. I'm wearing an old T-shirt. I mean, we're casual around here. You see, I'm broadcasting from my bedroom. That the bed's not made. There's stuff everywhere. This is not a posh broadcast here. So.
Well, and this is it. This is against my rules, but that's how my brain. I'm gonna actually see if I can balance you on a cup because I've only got a few more minutes because.
There we go.
Hubby's going to get some help. A friend has offered to help us do some cleanup and try to get caught up and do dishes and stuff like that. So he's going to go pick that person up so they don't wipe out on the ice.
Boy.
And then we're going to try to see if we can catch up for a day and a half, 2 days worth of work that didn't happen because I wiped out yesterday.
Well, I was going to say, what are you doing now? Because I know you work for the movies. Is that you do props and things?
Yeah. And this is it. When when my father said, okay, let's he wanted me to being a reporter, and he used to say he has a face for radio, which is why he never went in front of a camera. He did do training and stuff like that, and there were times where he was in front of the camera. He used to media train corporations and their staff, but he used to say he has a face for radio. And then he looked at me and said, "But you have a face for TV." So he tried to coax me into being a TV reporter, and I couldn't do it. It was really depressing. I'm one of these sensitive types, so I'm a big city toughie, but I'm still sensitive. You heading off to get her? Yeah. Okay. When I'm just gonna go a little bit longer, and then I guess I'm gonna try to turn on the computer and try not to read things.
Yeah. Right.
Hell, I just I don't know. I have all these videos and photos from the new online store that didn't get done because of this.
Right.
But and I'm gonna change. We had this whole Valentine's Day thing that we were doing for our sponsors. And this I'm not sure about because she says it could take days because of how big and I really hit myself hard.
Ooh.
So she's suggesting that I don't get into costume for at least a few days to kind of because the whole elf outfit involves a wig and I have to make new ears, and of course we didn't get to that because I wiped out yesterday. So yeah. we're going to change our plans. So I'm going to announce that tonight and let people know how we're changing our plans so that I don't completely aggravate this.
Yeah.
Because I really, I kind of like my head where it is.
Oh my goodness.
And it's another
Yeah.
reason why we have to move out of here. But no, I met Martin in 1987, and I was already acting and costuming, and I was already doing. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 8, so it's natural for me to just. I don't know any other world. Whenever I've tried to get a mundane job, someone says get a job. I can't. It's just
Mhm.
I can't. I
Right.
suffocate. I just die inside, right?
Right.
So yeah, I've been a camera person with City Pulse News, City TV. I was a tape operator for Much Music.
Much
I've
Music. I love
I've
that
been yeah.
station.
Do
Remember
you?
Much Music? Yeah. Back in the back in my radio days and things, I Much Music was so much better than MTV.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And the staff there was great. Like we were family. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the one thing I really do like about this industry is you become a family. It's hard though when a show wraps or a movie's done, because you made a family, and now you got to leave it. And you
Yeah.
may see one or two of them at the next gig, you may not.
Mhm.
But we moved back to Toronto. We moved out to BC in 2000, the end of 2001, beginning of 2002, and we moved back to Toronto recently, about a year and a half, almost 2 years now ago, and just before that first lockdown.
Mhm. Mm. Ee.
So the
Timing.
shop we were brought back for went under,
Oh. Ooh.
and our large laser cutter and a lot of our equipment that we managed to hold on to is in a friend's garage doing nothing. So we got a smaller
Ugh.
laser cutter now and a smaller 3D printer than the big ones that we were working with before, and kind of reteaching ourselves because even though they're the same machine, they're not. There's such a difference.
Right.
And, like the laser cutter is a water cooled. This one is a water cooled, whereas the big guy is all air cooled. Big fans and stuff. It's noisy as all hell, which is
Yeah, I can
great.
imagine.
Yeah. Um, but and this one doesn't have a rotary tool, so we can't engrave circular things on this one, right? Or we can't cut circular things on this one. We can on the other one. So we're not going to give it up. It's just going to sit there, and hopefully we can sometime in the future give a home to it,
Right.
so it can get used again. But yeah, so we're prop makers and special skills actors, as
No.
well as professional cosplayers, which I think is weird, but if that's what they want to call us, if they'll bring us out to the convention, we'll bring us out to the convention, right? But
Right.
yeah, we haven't. They've canceled all the conventions and all the
Yes.
festivals. I haven't swung my sword or handled the guns in ages, so I gotta probably have to reteach my muscles when everything starts back up again. What it's supposed to do. Um, but yeah, it's pretty scary for us right now. So we're getting our first online store. Canadian company, Canadian government approached a Canadian company, web design company, and said these are the type of businesses we got to coax online.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna build things a little more casually, a little more not as high pressure because
Right.
it's stuff that's coming out of our head as opposed to a production saying it must be. So it's kind of
Mhm.
weird, Martin and I sitting there looking at polymer clays and going, what's in our head? We don't have a drawing to work from. We don't have a diagram to work from. We don't know what we're
Weird.
doing.
Yep. So anything we should be looking out for? I mean, is it going to be more character based, more I mean, what are is it going to be more real sci-fi based? Uh what can we look forward to?
No, we're mostly fantasy and sci-fi. We've been making a lot of characters over the past few years uh, that are fairy based. So I've got my Maleficent, and then we've got our Queen Maeve, which is like butterfly wings, and they're mechanical. The wings flap, and the Maleficent wings open up and close up and stuff like that.
Oh,
And we've always made them for ourselves. So, and then teach people how to make their own, or at least show them during a panel. And that's we would get paid to go to a convention to show people that. And we got to thinking about it, and we thought, you know what, these great little things are a good way to start this store. But people have been
right.
asking, people have been asking about mechanical wings. But because we've always made it for ourselves, we've never really thought what happens when it goes somewhere.
Right.
Like even if we make something for a production, the production calls us up. They're no more than an hour drive away. This broke. This doesn't have to be shown. So fudge this. Don't go all the detail on that.
Right.
Don't paint this because our guys need to paint it to match the costume department or whatever. So this is the first time we've actually sat down and thought, we should see if we can make the mechanics and the wings and the pack, not for us, but for people who we don't have next door. And try to make it so it's not necessarily dummy proof, but how do I put it? Easy to fix. Like if someone calls and says this went wrong, we can talk them through it.
Right.
And look better. Because we don't think about how it looks when we put it together.
Right.
We don't care what it looks like inside it. we don't even care when we show other people because they're just interested in how it was done. So there's like hot glue and broken things here and things moved and adjustments here and blah blah blah. So we've been thinking now that we're going to have this online store and the government's paying for this web designer to set the store up for us using Square because we already have a Square account.
Right.
And we're going to do all these little things to get the store going, and then we're going to sit down and make a new pair of wings. Just one completely pair of wings designed to go to someone else and rethink what we've been doing. Because that may wind up being our thing. We don't know. But people are asking about them. We just got to figure out how to make them so that when we ship them out, the customer's getting something that's nice and clean and not artistic on the inside, I guess is the best way to put it. But we've been experimenting with my Monarch wings because of COVID. Some supplies were hard to get.
Wow.
So we've been experimenting with different stuff,
that's crazy.
different techniques, different
how much work
materials.
you got to put into that. I mean, it just seems like most people feel that you sit at a table, you cobble something out, and it's done, and you send it off to China and get it mass produced. But in Canada, the one thing I love about your government and the way Canada is they're really into Canadian content and keeping things within the country there, and it shows in the music, it shows in the commerce and everything else.
Yeah.
Not unlike America. They'll say they they don't care. Keep it cheap and move it. We don't care if we're going to close this company over here. Sucks to be you.
Makes it really difficult to sell, though. We've lost so many productions simply because they didn't get an American audience fast enough.
Huh? Well,
there's not enough money in this country. There just isn't enough money.
Really?
So yeah, we've lost. Forever Night. I don't know if you're familiar with Forever Night. See?
Nope.
It was a vampire cop who always had the night shift, of course.
Of course.
And it was very distinctly shot in Toronto. And it was actually really brilliant the way they worked around it because he's trying not to ever drink blood again.
Yeah.
So he's always experimenting. Every episode he's experimenting with something equal to blood. But he compares the taste of pig blood with cow blood. And it's kind of lighthearted in that way. But, he's got a lot of vampire friends who don't like this.
Right.
But he's a cop. So it's great because he can go into a criminal situation. He's always trying to shake his partner so that he can go into a situation, and if he gets shot, it's no big deal.
Right.
As long as it's not a silver bullet, right? And sorry, that's werewolves. But
because they stake through the heart. Yeah.
It was quite the show, and it managed to go 5 seasons, which we were all very happy for. But the U.S. didn't pick it up until it reached season 4. And
no.
By then, they'd already had 4 seasons under the belt, and the expenses were way too big. The reason the 5th season wasn't, why it didn't continue, it's not because of the story or the content. It's simply because there wasn't enough money.
Right.
So it made much more money in reruns after the fact by being distributed through the United States. And even then it didn't get full distribution. And that's common with most Canadian productions. They never really make the cake unless they have an American producer. If they have an American producer, then it's American money.
Interesting. Did not realize it was that tied to us down south here. Very interesting.
Our whole industry is tied to you guys.
Wow.
Most of us know about American television and American history, a hell of a lot more than Americans know about Canadians.
Yeah, I was gonna
Which is
say,
scary.
just came across the song. What's it? The show. Is it the one with the horse whisperer, the gal? Heart. Uh, Heartland. Is it?
Okay, yes.
Okay, yeah, just saw that and I was like, huh, there's one. It's on CBC, and I can say I've never heard of. It's weird.
Yep.
And I'm in the movie. I mean, I distribute and do movies all the time, and it's just and shows, and I was like, wow, never heard of that one. Very interesting.
Well, it's like
Great.
how old was I? I was like 25, 26. I think I was about 20. Yeah, around 25, 26. I submitted to the National Film Board of Canada for their shorts competition, and I wrote a production. I wrote a short, a movie, a small movie that had a Canadian character, and she winds up. She's always feeling responsible for everyone. Like she's over nice. Her money's always gone.
Right.
She doesn't get anywhere very fast because she's picking things up for people all the time or holding doors. And her boyfriend says, "Listen, and I had the boyfriend as like a big black guy and her this small little white kid, and I thought it was the perfect image to have this really nice, especially when we're talking like the 90s.
Yeah.
We're talking the mid 90s, that kind of thing sells. Some
Yeah.
little blonde chick with a big black guy sells, right?
Of course.
So he finally says to her on their anniversary, their dating anniversary, "I'm done. You're going to go to a psychic and you're going to go and sit down, and the psychic's going to tell you whether or not this is smart, because I don't think it's smart. I'd like to have more time with you, even more so." And so he brings her over to a past life reader, and the past life reader regresses her
Right.
into her history. So the whole thing within the first 5 to 10 minutes switches to her being in the South as a Southern belle
Oh.
and mistreating her slaves.
Oh. That's
So
definitely
she's carried her guilt over to her modern life.
okay.
Right.
Wow.
And that's why she's doing all this stuff. And that's why she's got a black boyfriend. And that's why everything in her life is completely based on her making up for the other life.
Oh.
And I capitalized on the theory that that if you got a really bad past life regressionist, if they regress you, if you prefer your past life, there's a good chance that you're not coming back.
Oh.
Right. Some people say
Right.
they come back to modern day, but they left a piece of them behind.
Right.
So they become a different person after they've been regressed. And
Huh.
I've never experienced it, but I've seen it.
Right. Right.
I've heard about it. People claim that this is what's happening. So I decided to capitalize on that. And I left it at the end with her still in the South, with her still back there, with her boyfriend's one of the slaves she's been abusing, and fixing everything
Wow.
back then. So
Now, see-
I left it. I left it. Is she the Southerner, and she's dreaming of the future,
Right.
or is she the future and she's stuck in a past life? Because I never finished it by bringing her back.
Oh. So where's this?
I submitted it.
Yeah.
I submitted it, and I was very confident. And the person who encouraged me to submit it was very confident.
Right.
And the other judges, when they looked at all the submissions, felt that mine was too American based.
Oh, jeez.
It wasn't Canadian enough.
Oh.
I would have had a Canadian crew. I would have had a Canadian, performers.
Right.
I would have had, the whole thing would have been Canadian. We would have taken one of the old houses out, out in Pickering or up in Guelph that
Right.
look like they belong in the South, right?
Right.
Just CGI some plants in the background, some, some cane or something, or wheat or cotton, right?
Right.
But yeah, because half of my story occurs, half of it's in Canada and Toronto, half of it's in the States. They felt it was too American centric.
I guess that would be a thing up in Canada. Hey, hello. How you doing? I was just saying hello in the don't look at the comments. Don't want you getting a headache.
I
Don't
know.
look at the
Yeah,
comments.
Jesus. It's gonna be interesting tonight when we go to air. It's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna have to say to Martin, Martin, you read them.
Yeah, Martin,
Can't
read.
Martin,
You got one job and
I
one
know.
job only, to read.
I know you can. I know you can, honey. I love you. Read. Um, but yeah, she says, like, see if I can resist. So all my friends are sending me text messages and I'm saying call. And then I'm realizing to type out call me. I'm actually like on your when I saw you invited me, it was like, yes, because I'm sitting there going, I want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation. Oh, I'm typing. Freaking hell. And it was like, oh, he's inviting me. I can actually flap my lips.
Yes.
That's safer.
Yes, it is. Because I I prefer the talking format of things here, and I'll throw Ray an invite as well. Give one to the nice lady as well.
Nice.
And yeah.
Karma, yeah. See, I went and read the comments. Oh no. And yeah,
Oh no!
my eyes
Don't
just sort of
read
went,
the comments. Don't do it.
oh,
Pretend they're not there.
I don't know if you can. Oh, but yeah, it's big.
Oof.
Yeah,
You must. I mean, just yeah. Gotta.
yeah.
I'm in the.
I whiplashed onto the ground. I fell back and my head came last, so my shoulders and my neck hit first, and then my head.
Ooh.
And yeah. It's another reason not to be in this building anymore.
Ugh,
Yeah.
man, that's one of the main reasons I don't live in Pennsylvania anymore, because my reflexes are not what they used to be. My knees are garbage. I mean, I walk bad enough here in Arizona where it's 70 degrees outside. I'm gimping along. I can imagine hitting a patch of ice and how I would be feeling after that. It's just ouch. Yeah, ouch. Exactly.
Yeah, it's so tonight I'm gonna have to resist, but I'm gonna let you go on to other people. As much as I'd
Okay.
like to take part in the group chat, he's gonna be back with a friend, and I really have to try to brave that computer and try not to hurt my head any further. I'm just happy that the doctor said it's a minor concussion.
Yes.
My memory might actually still be intact.
Well, hang in there. We're pulling for you. Prayers, and be safe, and do not read the comments. No matter what you do in life, do not read the comments.
Just gonna go like that, so I can't see them.
Okay, I will do it for you. There you go. So thanks for coming by, Chris. Always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger, and I'll see you probably next week when I'm doing this photography thing yet again.
Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right. Hey, it is Raymond. What's going on, brother?
Oh, hey, how you doing? Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah, man, I am doing great. Stuck in the studio here doing my thing. And let me see if I can actually change the sizing mode here to where I don't look like I am in widescreen. There we go. There we go. Better yet. I don't get to see the messy bed behind me here. So,
it's fine.
Are you on your way? Are you on your way into work right now?
Yeah, I'm about to head to work in a few minutes here. Okay, so I decided to stop on by and say hello.
Well, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Was it me you're looking for?
Bravo.
Thank you. Be here all week, folks. Make sure you tip me. Yeah, it said tipping your waitress, tip me. Man, oh man. So yeah, we were just talking photography as we started out, and then later on tonight I'll be on with Helen and Michelle, and I think we're going to touch on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think she mentioned we're going to talk about 70s rock stars who dabbled into disco, which I'm going to be all over that. It's gonna be fun talking about that. So, how's your show been going? Oh, can you hear me? Oh,
can't hear you.
I said
sound there.
Okay, I said, how's your show going? Got it?
A little bit choppy.
Okay, let's see if I can do it really slow. How is your show going?
Like, it's going. Now I can hear you.
Technology. Oh, let me see if I reset and let
Yeah.
let's see. Reset. Let's see, reset, and let's see if that works there. And boom, and boom. There we go. Oh, I think I lost him. Oh, there we go. You got it? Now, can you hear me okay now? No?
I think I can hear you.
There we go. There's somebody.
It could be my end, though.
Yeah, just kind of weird, kind of wacky. There we go.
Hold on for just a second. Hold on.
And he'll be back, and you get to see the rest of the room. Look at it. Hey, wonderful. Woohoo. You make it? That work?
I'm here.
Yeah. All right. So about your show, let's hear about it. Let's talk it up a blue streak.
All right. We'll do this real quick in case the phone goes out on me again. It's called A Ray of Sunshine. It's every Monday through Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, here on Hats, Periscope, and Twitter. And usually I just go on and bring on positive stories, positive videos, and positive interactions. So every Monday I'll do positive stories, Tuesday positive videos, and Wednesday have a positivity Q&A session
Awesome.
with the group. Yes, and
That is
usually I try to promote stuff that doesn't get recognized, and positive stories that doesn't get recognized. So that's the main focus of the show.
Oh, that is so well needed on these programs because everybody is just spewing hey, there's this and this is wrong and this sucks and you get tired
Right.
of it. You just get worn down, man. And I figure with
Oh,
the weather being what it is and it's cold enough to walk from your house to your car and it's just so much stressors, there's work, there's this, there's COVID, and there's all this negativity. Somebody coming above the fray and actually saying, yo, this is going to be good stuff, good news. Here you go. Taking a 180 away from the negativity, nothing but 2 thumbs up, man. And one of these days, I could actually catch it because you're on when I'm out. We're doing our job, selling stuff online and stuff, and they don't let us play a lot of stuff in the Goodwill there. So it's like I have to catch the replay. Bloop. But
right.
I've been catching them.
And that's,
Some great.
I say all the I say all the time, thank you to the replay people, because I know it's during the afternoon and people are working and everything, but I still appreciate the replay people for watching also.
Yes, because you got to give us some love there because there's a lot of us that our schedules are weird. And now that I'm working back with the Suns, I mean, I worked 2 games this week and the time is just getting back to being rush. And I don't get a lot of downtime, as you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's always a good thing to keep busy. It's always a good thing.
Exactly. All right. So thanks for checking in. I'm going to call it on this end, save some for later because I'll give myself 2 hours and we're at the 2:09 mark. So I had to hang around and get you in. And so you can let everybody know what's up. And I thank you for hanging in there and hanging out with me. So again, I will see you hopefully live on your show. And give me that invite.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, hey, your family, man. Everybody says, hey. See, you can be my son, be like, hey, there you go, folks. There you go. Woo! Woo! All right,
I really appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. And you take care of yourselves, and everybody else take care as well. I'm out. Raymond, you want to do the oh, you already got it. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for each and every one of you guys for popping in here, adding to the flavor that is the stew of this program. So for the staff management, anyone even remotely associated with production is his PhD of old school saying, hey, you see no beauty in the world, out and make some beauty. I'm out of here. You guys take care of yourselves. Hopefully I will see you all later tonight as I join in with the music roundtable of talk where Michelle and Helen. And if you guys don't follow them, you will. Well, you follow me, you'll follow them because I'll pop up on their show later tonight. So again, thank you all for being wonderful individuals, for that love of music, and for the history of what's come before us, and for all the innovators and people that made this whole thing possible. Give thanks to them. Give thanks to the creator. Give thanks to yourself. So if you guys are not doing good things, go out and do good things. All right. I will see you again soon. Love each and every one of you. Be good.